Good day, everyone. Today I will be teaching a mathematics lesson on length conversion. The focus of the lesson is helping learners understand how to convert between millimeters, centimeters, meters, and kilometers, and how these units are used in everyday life. So, to begin the lesson, I will show learners a ruler, a tape measure, and a piece of string that represents 1 meter. I will ask them a few questions to activate their prior knowledge. So, for example, would we measure a pencil in kilometers? Would we measure a road in millimeters? Would we use which unit would we use to measure length in a classroom? These questions will encourage learners to think when different units of measurement are appropriate. Then next, I will explain the four main uh, units of length. So for example, millimeters are used for very small measurements such as the thickness of a coin. So a thickness of a coin. Centimeter is used for objects such as books and pens and pencils. Meters are used for doors of can be used for a door and is used for larger objects. Kilometers are used for long distances such as the distance between towns. I will then move on to the practical part of the lesson. I will let the learners um, use rulers and tape measures to measure classroom objects. For example, their books. I will let them measure their books with their rulers. So they must measure the length of the book with their ruler, and then the width of the book with their ruler. Then I will let them write down their measurements. I will let them record the measurements and I will let them identify the most suitable unit for each object. Thus, concrete experience helps learners develop a deeper understanding of measurement. Now, I will then introduce the conversion relationships between units. So, for every 10 millimeters equals 1 centimeter, and for every 100 centimeters equals 1 meter. 1,000 meters equals 1 kilometer. Then I will explain that we move from a larger unit to a smaller unit, we multiply. When we move from a smaller unit to a larger unit, we divide. I will then use the chart that I make eventually, but I will use this conversions. For example, a kilometer, to get to from a kilometer to a meter, you have to times it by 1,000. From a meter to a centimeter, you have to times it by 100, and then from a centimeter to millimeter, you times it by 10. Then if you want to go from millimeter to centimeter, we divide. So um, for every 10 millimeters equals 1 centimeter. So we're gonna go right from left to right, and then from right to left. Millimeters, you can see we divide by, from millimeters to centimeters we divide by 10. From centimeters to meters we divide by 100, and from meters to kilometers we divide by 1,000. Then afterwards I will then explain what then I will give them examples to convert, for example, 3 meters to centimeters. I will write on the board the chart is I shown you. Um, then we ask the class, what must we multiply it by? The answer will be 100. Therefore, 3 meters equals 300 centimeters. Then I will give them another example. To convert 250 centimeters to meters, what must we do? Then the class will give an answer saying we divide by 100. Therefore, 250 centimeters equals 2.5 meters. I will demonstrate a few more examples on the board and encourage learners to explain the steps that they are using. Next, learners will complete some conversion activities independently, such as the worksheets provided. As learners work, I will circulate around the classroom, provide support when necessary, and assess their understanding through observation and questioning. For learners who need additional support, I will provide a color-coded conversion chart, guided examples, and peer assistance. For learners who require extension, I will provide more challenging word problems involving multiple conversions. To conclude the lesson, I will review key conversion relationships and ask learners a few oral questions to check understanding. For the exit activity, learners will answer convert 2 meters into centimeters. What should we do? Convert 3,500 meters into kilometers. Explain which unit is best for measuring a classroom. And that will be the end of the lesson. And if the learners don't understand, we do remedial work and more examples.